Today, the topic is about the frame structure of GSM and the various bus formats that are used in the GSM. So let us start with the GSM model. What is the basic GSM model? Here it is 900, 1800 and 1900. The frequency band, it will be based depending upon absolute radio frequency channel number. Based on depending the specific ARFCN, the frequency bands has been designed for forward link and reverse link. So this is the overall frame structure. The first, it is a super frame. The super frame, it will be consisting of 51 multi-frame. Out of 51 multi-frame, the total time period, it is 6.12 seconds. And under this super frame, you'll be having multi-frames. The multi-frames, it will be consisting of 26 frames. That is frame 0 to frame 25, consisting of time 120 milliseconds. And again, under this multi-frame, you'll be having a frame with 8 time slots with a time duration of 4.615 milliseconds. 0 to 7 time slots will be there. See here, super frame, it is 51 multi-frame, and multi-frame, it is consisting of 26 frames, and each frame you'll be having 8 time slots. And again, in 8 time slots, you'll be having different indications and specifications for each one. In GSM, as well, we have many different types of physical and logical channels. They are using its own physical structure at the level of burst, that is time slot. These are the types of burst used. Before going to that, under this frame, there are 576.92 microseconds for each frame. That is 577 microseconds. Here it is described. The slot is 577 microseconds. And the first one, out of the one time slot, the first one is a time slot, and the next one is a tile bit, that is the tile bit, and the next one, it is consisting of 3 tile bits, and the coded data, it is 57, and the stealing flag, it is 1, and mid amble, it is 26, and again stealing flag 1, and 57 coded data, 3 tile bits, and 8.25 is the God period. So this is the slots description in detail. The frame structure of DSM, it consists of 148 bits. That is, I have told you 57 coded data. 57, 2 times I have repeated because these 257 are transmitted as two times, which will be consisting of 114 bits. 114 bits, those are information bearing bits. And these are transmitted at a rate of 270.833333 kbps out of total 148 bits. So for the each time slots, there are total 148 bits, and out of these 148 bits, 114 are the information bearing bits, which are transmitted as 257 bit sequences at the starting, at the end of the burst. So I have said you the mid amble. The mid amble, it will be consisting of 26 bits training sequence, which is used to analyze radio channel characteristics before decoding the user data. And stealing flags, I have told you as 1. These are used to distinguish whether the time slot, it contains the voice data or control data. Voice data means that is speech data, which you will be calling it as TCH, and control data you can be considered as FACCH. Okay, this is a description of the frame structure of the GSM. And these are the various burst formats that are used in the GSM. Actually, there are 5 types of burst. The first one is normal burst. Second one, FCCH burst. Third one, SCH burst. Fourth, RACH burst. Fifth, dummy burst. Okay. The first one, it is the normal burst. In normal burst, you are having T information, training bits information, T God bits. As I have said you that the tail bit, it is 3, and the information bits, those are 57, and F is a stealing flag, and the training bits, that is 26. We called it as mid amble, which consists the information mid amble, preamble. It is used to analyze the radio channel characteristics before decoding user data. And again, stealing flag. Stealing flag is used to decide whether the time slot contains voice data or control data. And these are the information carrying bits. And this is the tail bit. And the last one is the God band. which is 8.25. So this is a normal time slot which is consisting of this information. And coming to the types of burst formats, let us start with the first one, that is normal burst. Normal burst means it is used for uh, traffic channel and dedicated control channel transmission on both forward and reverse link. This normal bits burst is used to transmit the data for speech data or user data, and also for transmission of the forward and reverse link of the information. Next, FCCH. FCCH means frequency correction channel, and SCH synchronization channel. So FCH, it is used as a first, and it repeats for every 10th frame, which it is used to synchronize the frequency with the local base station, local oscillator frequency with the base station frequency. And the synchronization channel, it follows immediate to the FCH, and it repeats for the every 11th frame. It is used to synchronize the frame with the base and the mobile stations. And the FCH, SCH burst, those are used in time slot 0 of specific frames to broadcast the frequency, and the time synchronization center messages are to be sent on the forward link. So this is about FCCH and SCH. Next, RACH, random access channel. It will be used by all mobiles in order to access service from any base station wherever it is located. Random access channel. So it is used to originate a call, and the acknowledgement of the call, acknowledgement of the transmitter information, it is used to access all this particular information. Next, the last one is the dummy bits. So dummy bits or dummy burst. So dummy burst, it is used as filler information for unused time slots which are to be filled on the forward link. So this is about the various burst formats that are to be used in the GSM structure. And the GSM channels, as I have already explained in the previous presentation, there are two types of channels: traffic channels and control channels or signaling channels. Traffic channels, there are full rate and half rate. Traffic channels, which is used to encode the data of a user data or speech data, and it contains all the signaling information formats is both same on both forward and reverse link. And the control channels, these are used to transmit the information on the forward link. Broadcast channel, it has the call identity, characteristics of a cell network identity, and all those one. TCCH, FCCH, SCH are the categories of broadcast channels. And common control channels, these broadcast channels has to transmit the information at the very first time slot, whatever based on the specific ARFC, and absolute radio frequency channel number. It has to transmit the information on the forward link at the beginning of the new time slot, that is at the time slot 0. Next, common control channel. In this one, you have a paging channel, access grant channel, random access channel. Paging channel means it is used to receive the acknowledgement from the forward link, and it is used to originate a call. Access grant channel, random access channel. Access grant channel, it comes under negative acknowledgement, and random access channel, it is used to identify the cell characteristics of a network or call characteristics. Next, dedicated control channels. It has a standalone dedicated control channels. It has mobile quality, network characteristics of a cell. Slow associated control channel, fast associated control channel. Slow associated is similar to standalone dedicated control channel, that is the normal messages has to be sent. In case of emergency messages, that is such as you can consider it as handoff conditions. For handoff conditions, if there is any emergency, then for requirement of emergency or urgent messages, you will be using fast associated control channel. So this is the description. And next, frequency correction burst. It is used by FCCH channel only because the total data out of 148 bits, 142 bits is used for unmodulated carrier, that is pure sinusoidal or modulated carrier signal with all 0 bits. And the frequency here, it is 24 kilohertz, that is approximately 67 kilohertz. This carrier is identity of beacon frequency. We can call it as base frequency or broadcast control channel and frequency correction channel. Next, synchronization burst. It is used by SCH channel only. It is used to synchronize the local oscillator frequency with the base station frequency. Only one training sequence is defined for this burst. It occupies immediately to the frequency correction channel burst. Next, access burst. It is used by RACH and AGCH for the acknowledgement of the information on the forward and reverse channels. Normal burst. This burst is used by all other channels except frequency channel, synchronization channel, random access, and access grant channel. It is used by TCH, standalone dedicated control channels, slow associated, fast associated, broadcast, and paging channels. So dummy burst, it is used as filler information for unused time slots. This is similar to normal burst, but no has meaning for its payload bits. This is the structure of the multi-frame. Have said you multi-frame, it is consisting of 51 frames, and in multi-frame it is having 26 frames, and for 26 frames one frame will be consisting of 8 time slot, and for the 1 time slot it is having 148 bits. Is a clear representation. The red color represents FCCH. FCCH occupies the first time slot, the beginning of the time slot, and immediate to the, and it repeats for the every 10th frame. Next, yellow color represents standalone dedicated messages in order to identify the network characteristics of a cell. Next, synchronization is it for the every 10th frame. It repeat similar to the FCH. It repeats and it follows immediate to the FCH. Next, broadcast channel. Here, it occupies at the beginning of the new time slot. And TCH is a traffic channel which consists of user data or speech data. So here it is the interference. You'll be having types of interference: co-channel interference, adjacent channel interference. The interference which is occurring between two co-channel cells, that is the cells which are using same set of frequencies, those are called as co-channel cells. If the interference that is occurring between these two co-channel cells, then it is called as co-channel interference. In order to reduce this co-channel interference, minimum separation should be provided in between these two co-channel cells, so that this interference can be reduced. Next, adjacent channel interference. So adjacent channel interference is resulting due to filtering options. If the filtering option is not perfectly done in the receiver, then the frequency in the channel will leak into the adjacent cell. So because of this one, adjacent channel interference is occurring. In order to avoid this adjacent channel interference, tight filtering or careful channel assignment has to be done. Thank you.